This is KALB-TV 5, Alexandria. From the news leader in Sinlock, this is News Central 5 with Marianne Clary, Steve Coco, sports with Mark Hamblin, and meteorologist Tom Convico with the weather. This is the 10 p.m. edition of News Central 5.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Our top story tonight, Alexandria police have arrested a Pineville man in connection with the stabbing death of 39-year-old Linda Wynn. He is identified as Marshall Wynn, the victim's brother. Police have charged the 28-year-old with second-degree murder. Robert Hicks has more.
The 28-year-old Wynn, accompanied by family members and his lawyer Fred Ferris, turned himself into police around noon when it was learned a warrant for his arrest was issued in the morning.
Mr. Wynn is the brother of the victim. The victim is a Miss Linda Wynn. She's age 39 years old. This incident took place Sunday morning, the 12th of February. It was reported to us around 10:35 a.m. that morning. We received calls from neighbors saying that there had been a beating in the neighborhood, and after the officer arrived to investigate it, they later learned that Miss Wynn had been taken to a nearby hospital.
Police won't say much about the arrest and will not discuss the possible motive for the fatal stabbing. But sources who live near Linda Wynn's Texas Avenue residence say Marshall had been in a vocal argument with his sister, and he was reportedly seen beating on her door with a chair the morning of the incident. Linda Wynn was stabbed once in the chest and had some minor cuts on her hand, and Marshall sustained a cut to his neck for which he was treated. Police are continuing the investigation and say the murder weapon has still not been found. Wynn was transferred to the parish jail and bonded out on a $75,000 property bond late in the afternoon. Robert Hicks, News Central 5.
A state court judge in Crowley has refused to allow Lynette Bell of Glenmora to withdraw her guilty pleas to charges she poisoned several men to death with arsenic. Judge Hugh Brunson said a pre-sentence investigation called Bell, quote, the essence of evil, unquote. Bell says she's innocent of those crimes. Vicki Bernard reports the request came as a surprise because Bell was set to be sentenced today.
The case was moved to Crowley due to extensive pretrial publicity. Rapides Parish Assistant DA Cliff Strider argued Lynette Bell is being dishonest and deceitful by seeking to withdraw her guilty pleas.
Really, it was almost like a fraud on the court because everyone that was there, everyone that saw her knew that she knew exactly what she was doing when she pled guilty, and at this point they come in with another delay tactic to delay the sentencing.
Lynette Bell claims that's not so, saying she was not mentally competent when the guilty pleas were made last September. Bell was charged with the poisoning deaths of Mountville Townley and Tansy Clifford Reeves and attempting to murder Earl Campbell. She pleaded guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter and 1 count of attempted manslaughter. When Bell entered the pleas, she maintained her innocence, but said her health was bad and she wanted to spare her family the ordeal of a trial. Bell was set to be sentenced for those crimes, but her attorneys, in a surprise move, asked the court to allow the guilty pleas to be withdrawn. Bell's attorneys called a psychiatrist to the stand who examined her yesterday. The doctor testified last summer Bell suffered a stroke which made it possible she was not thinking clearly at the time of the guilty pleas.
But I hope I conveyed to the court that looking back on it, that maybe she wasn't as competent as she is now. Maybe at the time of the plea, because of the series of strokes, because of the surgery that she had had performed on her, family pressure coupled with that she was not fully competent.
Strider argued Bell is attempting to manipulate the criminal justice system, saying the psychiatrist did not have enough information after only 1 visit with Bell to determine her state of mind last fall when she made the guilty pleas. Judge Brunson ruled the psychiatrist's testimony was not persuasive and refused to permit Bell to withdraw those pleas. The sentencing has now been rescheduled for February 24th, but Bell's attorneys said they will appeal the ruling to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, and if that's turned down, they'll take it to the state Supreme Court. So this case is not over yet. Vicki Bernard, News Central 5 in Crowley.
Coming up, the construction of Oakdale 2 has officially started.
And New Orleans, the nation's second oldest archdiocese, gets a new archbishop.
Everyone loves getting extra stuff, like Al here.
Yeah, I mean, look, if one's good, more's got to be better, right?
That's why Al comes to Bonanza Restaurant, where every dinner includes our all-you-can-eat Fresh-Tastics food bar, free drink refills, even free desserts. And where right now our all-you-can-eat golden fried shrimp dinner with all the Bonanza extras is just $6.99.
You know what I could really use? Some extra room.
The extras don't cost extra at Bonanza.
You can't take it with you. But why kiss your money goodbye before you go? Right, Del Champs?
If you take money seriously, Del Champs has everyday minimum pricing. Absolutely lower pricing, 24 hours a day. Del Champs, clean, friendly stores at everyday minimum pricing.
When did I start shopping at Del Champs? When I learned money doesn't grow on trees. Bananas do.
Day in, day out, nobody beats Del Champs prices.
Seriously.
Francis Bible Schulte today became the 12th Archbishop of New Orleans, the nation's second oldest Catholic archdiocese. Some 75 bishops and archbishops attended the installation of Schulte in the French Quarter's St. Louis Cathedral.